Welcome back to Real Estate on Tap, where we unpack the drama, delights, and frankly, the disasters in the world of housing here in British Columbia. I'm your host, Darren German, with the German Group, selling real estate since 2007 in the areas of Surrey, BC, White Rock, BC, and the surrounding municipalities. And today, we're diving into a topic that's been making waves across the province, all over the news, and has got a lot of people concerned. And that is all about presale condominium sales. Now, I'm sure you've seen the flashy brochures, heard the promises of easy equity, or maybe even been tempted to lock in your dream home before the foundation's even been poured. But here's the question. Is buying a presale condo still the safe bet that it used to be? Or is it a gamble that could leave you empty-handed and out of pocket? Spoiler alert, it's not looking good, folks. Stick around because in this episode, we're breaking down the risks, the realities, and the big questions you should be asking if you're considering a presale condo. This isn't just about real estate, it's about protecting your hard-earned money and your financial future. All right, so let's start with the basics. What is a presale condo? Well, essentially, you're buying a property before it's built, sometimes years before. You pay a deposit, lock in a price, and wait for construction to finish. On paper, it sounds great. You get in at today's price, and by the time the project is completed, your investment has ideally grown in value. But here's the reality. Buying a presale condo is like buying a car that hasn't been built yet. Special tip of the cap to Tesla and Elon Musk. You're trusting the manufacturer to deliver on their promises, but what happens if they run out of money or the project stalls? And that's exactly what's happening more and more in BC's real estate market. Take in Surrey, for example. A massive project by Thind Properties was recently placed into receivership, meaning a court-appointed manager has taken over because the developer couldn't pay its debts. We're talking about an $85 million shortfall on a 2-tower, 123-unit project that was supposed to be part of Surrey's growth center. Buyers who put their money into this project are now stuck in limbo, unsure if they'll ever see their condos or their deposits again. And it doesn't stop there. The very same developer has other projects facing financial difficulties, including the Highline and Minaru Square developments. These are big, high-profile projects, and their struggles are sending shockwaves right through the market. Now, what exactly is receivership? Think of it like a referee stepping into a game when the game gets out of control. The referee, aka the court-appointed manager, takes over the developer's assets and tries to salvage what's left. But for buyers, this usually means construction halts, timelines are thrown out the window, and in the worst cases, deposits are lost entirely. So why is this happening? We don't want to pile on to Thind Properties. They hopefully were trying to do the right thing and make things work, and they just ran into some hard times. Well, they're not alone here. Developers are facing a perfect storm of rising construction costs, skyrocketing interest rates, and labor shortages. Even well-established companies are struggling to stay afloat. And when they go down, it's the buyers who are left holding the bag. And it's not just a BC problem. In Toronto, a building called The One, an 85-story luxury condo project, was placed into receivership over $1.6 billion in unpaid debts. Meanwhile, Sunrise Homes in Ontario was caught selling homes illegally, leaving 117 buyers out millions of dollars. These aren't isolated incidents. They're part of a larger trend that's shaking the foundation of the presale market all across Canada. So let's talk about the fallout here for buyers. Imagine you've put down your life savings on a presale condo. You're dreaming of the day that you'll move in, decorating the space in your head, and then bam! The project stalls indefinitely. Your money is tied up, you're locked in legal limbo, and meanwhile, the market is moving on without you. Even worse, what if the developer goes under entirely and you lose your deposit? For many buyers, this isn't just a financial blow, it's a life-changing setback. Here's another layer to consider though, market volatility. Let's say the real estate market takes off while your money is tied up, stalled in a project. You're stuck on the sidelines, missing out on opportunities to buy in a rising market. And when or if you finally get your deposit back, you might find yourself priced out of the very market you were trying to enter. It's a harsh reality, but it's one that more and more buyers are facing. So the question is, what's the solution? I struggle with the ideas around whether developers should even be able to sell presale units in general. Should developers be required to have full financing in place before they're allowed to sell presale units? Or should deposits be held in escrow to protect buyers if something goes wrong? These are questions that we as the public need to be asking because right now the system is stacked against homebuyers. Developers use your deposit to fund the project, reducing their own risk while putting all of the liability on your shoulders. It's like buying a ticket to take a cruise and you're out in the middle of the ocean. When something goes wrong, if it goes wrong, you're completely stranded and you just have to wait it out to see what happens. So what can you do if you're still considering a presale condo? I mean, some people are so convinced that these are still the way to go, and even that these are a way to make money in the real estate game. Well, here are a few tips for you to consider. Number one, you need to research the developer. You need to check their financial stability and their track record. And number two, you want to work with a knowledgeable realtor. So many people get involved with presale construction who have no idea what they're doing. And you really want to lean on someone who knows the local market and the risks of pre-construction. In fact, I can't wrap my head around why people go directly to the developer. Don't they know that the developer has zero obligations to them? They do not represent them, nor do they owe them a duty of care similar to what a real estate professional does. And more often than not, the developer pays the realtor's fees who help them buy the pre-construction in the first place. It's a win-win-win for the consumer. So just take that to heart and bring in a realtor and a local professional when you look at pre-construction, someone who's got experience with this. And of course, the third thing of what you can do, well, don't overlook resale properties. They might not be brand new, but they come with far fewer risks. And of course, they don't have the taxes involved either. So really, what's the bottom line? Presale condos are no longer the safe bet that they once were marketed to be. The risks are real and buyers need to go in with their eyes wide open. If you found this episode helpful, share it with someone who's thinking about buying a presale condo. It could save them a lot of heartache. And don't forget to subscribe to the podcast for more episodes on the BC housing market. And you can also check out our YouTube channel for local insights on areas like Surrey, White Rock, BC, and beyond. And as always, if you need help buying or selling, our team is here to help you. We'll have all that information for you down in the show notes. Until next time, this is Real Estate on Tap with Darren German of the German Group. Stay informed, stay savvy, and keep navigating that wild world of British Columbia real estate.